Hello everyone, and welcome back to the Fluctus Channel. Being a global naval power offers significant strategic advantages. But those advantages are limited if forces cannot be moved from ship to shore quickly, safely, and efficiently. Recognizing this, the U.S. military developed the Amphibious Transport Dock, also known as the Landing Platform Dock. These vessels are purpose-built to support amphibious operations by transporting and deploying ground troops, vehicles, and essential equipment directly from sea to land. Beyond their combat role, amphibious transport docks are also highly adaptable, making them valuable in a range of non-combat missions. These include humanitarian assistance, disaster relief, and the evacuation of civilians during crises. The San Antonio-class LPDs are the gold standard around the world. Introduced by the U.S. military in 2006, these massive vessels measure 684 feet long and 105 feet wide at the beam and carry more than 1,000 personnel in all. This includes roughly 300 sailors and around 700 ground troops. Though the ship is immensely capable in battle, its primary purpose is to deploy other vehicles to support land and air-based missions. Each of the 12 LPDs designed so far features a well deck at the stern. There's also an internal hangar and a rather large flight deck from which the LPD can launch tiltrotor aircraft and helicopters. Of course, like other modern ships, San Antonio-class LPDs feature plenty of space dedicated to troop berthing, mess decks, medical facilities, and command and control. There is also a large engineering deck where the crew can work on and maintain the ship's engines. At the core of any amphibious transport dock is the well deck, a versatile launch and recovery area measuring approximately 267 feet in length and 50 feet in width.
All right, welcome to the well deck of USS Arlington. This is where the action is. It's one of the main areas where you'll see action on an amphibious warship. So one of the unique things about this ship is we can actually ballast the ship or partially sink the stern of the ship in order to bring water into this well deck so that we can land landing craft air cushion vehicles, those are known as LCACs, as well as swim amphibious assault vehicles into the well and then bring those vehicles up into the lower vehicle storage area or the main vehicle storage area where we're standing right now.
With the push of a button, the well deck can be flooded by lowering the ship's stern and allowing seawater in, enabling these vessels to seamlessly launch or return. When dry, the well deck resembles a large aircraft hangar, equipped with tie-down points and open space to stage and prepare vehicles for operations ashore. Whether it's transporting Marines, hauling equipment, or deploying armored vehicles and tactical trucks, The LPD carries the right mix of landing craft and support vessels to meet the mission. As with all military ships, the most critical area on the ship is the bridge.
Course 230. Continue right, steady on course 2.
This area essentially functions as the central command and control station. It is where the ship's officers and crew navigate and steer the vessel, and where the commanding officer, the officer of the deck, the navigator, and communications personnel spend most of their time.
Continue right, stay on course 230. Continue right, steady on course 230.
In addition to these key personnel, there may also be other officers, enlisted men and women, and watchstanders on the bridge, depending on the size and type of the ship. In the case of LPDs, the bridge is located at the front of the ship, just before the first communication tower. As with most other large naval ships, as much effort goes into creating a functioning community as it does a weapon of war. Each LPD has a mess hall where food service specialists work to make 3 meals a day for the 1,000 people on board. Like most naval ships, LPDs will also have a place where both men and women can get their hair cut.
Anyone else bald?
Not only does the U.S. military maintain regulations regarding hair length and style, but short hair can contribute to the cleanliness of the vessel and prevent the potential spread of bacteria. Many people are surprised to find out that vessels like the USS Green Bay will regularly hold picnics and other events designed solely to give their crew members a chance to unwind and enjoy themselves. In some cases, teams will play games like cornhole and basketball while enjoying burgers and hot dogs on the flight deck, known as steel beach parties. Such events are rare but extremely important for maintaining troop morale. While landing craft and hovercraft are ideal for transporting heavy equipment and large numbers of troops to shore, helicopters and tiltrotor aircraft, such as the V-22 Osprey, are equally vital to the mission profile of an amphibious transport dock LPD. A typical LPD carries 2 V-22 Ospreys along with up to 4 smaller helicopters of various types, depending on the mission requirements. Roughly 40% of the ship's upper structure is devoted to aviation operations. The flight deck, located just ahead of an enclosed aircraft hangar, measures about 265 feet long and 50 feet wide, with a maximum load capacity of approximately 70,000 pounds. While it lacks a traditional runway, the flight deck functions much like those found on amphibious assault ships and even aircraft carriers, supporting a high tempo of rotary wing flight operations. Routine safety drills, aircraft handling exercises, and maintenance operations are all part of maximizing the deck's utility. All LPDs have a space in the lower decks to accommodate vehicles, whether standard land vehicles or amphibious assault vehicles. However, this storage area connects to not only the well deck but also the flight deck. So, in certain conditions, vehicles like the M142 High Mobility Artillery Rocket System can be brought up top for maintenance, training, and other demonstrations. This multi-purpose design was considered long before the first San Antonio-class LPD was created. Just as sailors rely on structure and logistics aboard ship, military aircraft depend on precise coordination and specialized equipment to extend their reach. This brings us to another critical component of modern military operations: aerial refueling. Military aircraft can stay aloft as long as their fuel lasts. Therefore, they have drop tanks for long missions, but those are not always practical. So that is where aerial refueling tankers come in, drastically extending their endurance.
At that point, you kind of threw it out to everybody. I don't know, I think an 8-man.
Early attempts at aerial refueling go back to the 1920s, when pilots in open biplanes attempted to refuel their aircraft from a gas can in another aircraft flying just above and ahead of them. During the flight, the pilot and co-pilot have their hands full flying the aircraft while monitoring its hydraulics, electrical, fuel, oxygen, and engines. On occasion, a fourth crew member on board is responsible for navigation. When it's time to refuel, the boom operator or boomer returns to position at the rear of the KC-135 and begins the pre-contact checklist while establishing radio communication with the incoming aircraft.
40, 30, 20.
My main role here is to help the fighters understand the procedures that we use, and kind of make it a standardized procedure. That's what we want to shoot for, is have everything standard. So no matter who you are, where you are, you know exactly what to do. So my role is here to help direct the air refueling, keep everyone safe, practice getting those contacts to where they could get fuel if needed, and how to depart the air refueling area safely.
The receiver must first enter a designated holding position approximately 50 feet behind the tanker. Once cleared, it approaches slowly, typically at a rate of about 1 foot per second, maintaining precise alignment. Using a control stick, the boomer carefully maneuvers the refueling boom into the receptacle of the approaching aircraft. Once connected, both aircraft maintain a steady course and altitude throughout the fuel transfer process. KC-135s have small, fully stocked galleys behind their cockpits, meant for making light snacks for consumption during long flights. On occasion, the boomer, navigator, or relief crew can prepare meals during flights. With a small oven, it's possible for the airmen to whip up a quick yet delicious meal, such as mini pizzas. These meals go a long way towards keeping the hunger pangs at bay and improving the morale among the crew members. From the sea to the skies, Platforms like the Amphibious transport dock and the KC-135 Stratotanker showcase the U.S. military's ability to project power, deliver aid, and sustain operations anywhere in the world. Whether deploying troops ashore or keeping aircraft in the fight longer, these systems rely on precision, coordination, and dedicated personnel. Together, they form the backbone of modern expeditionary warfare, ensuring that no matter the mission, the U.S. military remains ready, responsive, and globally capable. That's the end of this video. I hope you enjoyed it. Make sure to subscribe to this channel so you don't miss any of our new content. See you next time.